Hey, also this is the end of Divinity event. This is Light Slayer and Noble Killer. So I have made up two Light Slayer teams, a Commander team. I also made up a Water Slayer team, but I didn't really test it out. I had to swap one of the good cards for a weak Noble Killer Water Slayer card, so it's not really that effective. Here's my first Light Slayer team, Light Commander team here. That's the Water Slayer team I just mentioned. And then the alternative Light Slayer team, which sometimes does really good damage, but it's a little bit erratic. If I'm being honest, it all depends on the board. Right, let's start with this team here. For this team, I have Will of Calliope. This increases Light Slayer attack by 700%. Neo Contenders. This is an essential card, a 550% damage buff to the one card. Lost Land Saviours, this is the hitting card. Increases self-damage by 500%. You can see here, 3 times awakened, 2 pink stars as well. Guardians of Grace, the event ultimate form increases Light Slayer attack by 2200%. Now I know I had another attack boosting card on this team. I don't recommend doing that. I would swap Will of Calliope for another Light Slayer ultimate form that increases damage, but unfortunately I don't have that. And finally, Daystar's Ascendance. This increases Light Slayer damage by 260%. And the relics for this team, my best Light Slayer relics with a couple of relics to break the shields. Pretty much a standard thing that I do for teams nowadays. These relics are not exactly exciting, but the important ones are at the end. The two there that break the shields. So we'll go over to the other Light Slayer team. What I've done is swapped Will of Calliope for Metaverse Masters, so 700% attack is now 150% damage. This also sometimes gives really good boards because of the dark gem conversion to light. There we go, you can see the battle skill here, 150% damage buff to any card. I'm sure you've all seen this card before. I do have 5 pink stars and 5 times awakening on this card now, which is pretty nice. Right, and over to the Light Commander team. This is an option you can try if you don't have any good Light Slayer teams. The damage was pretty reasonable. Creators of Legend with a lovely 225% damage buff. Divine Sovereigns, an essential card for Light Commander teams, gives a 500% damage buff to the one card. War God's Progeny, this is Noble Killer, increases self-damage by 550%. Creates 18 Light Power Gem IX. 1 turn cooldown as well. I got this up to 4 times awakening, as you can see here. Divine Consorts increases Light Commander damage by 300%. And Breakers of the Cycle with a nice 255%. Then the relics for this team, if you are going to go with a Commander team. Here's the first one. It's pretty similar to all my teams. Best relics with enough to break the shields at the end. There we go. That's one of the noble relics. That's enough on its own, but I did add another one anyway, just because I could really. And there we go. So the Water Slayer team over here. The main problem with this team is the final card. This is the best Water Slayer Noble Killer ultimate form I have, and it doesn't have any sort of decent damage boost. It only increases self-attack by a small amount, so because that card has to be on the team is now really weak and simply not effective for this event. But I thought I'd mention it anyway, just to show you all the Water Slayer team. This is pretty much a generic team that I sometimes use for all events, but this time around I won't be using it. So let's get on with the actual event. Here we go. Alright, so here we go, the actual event. It's a standard event this time around, so let's get on with some team testing. So this is what I think is my best team. This is the team I've been using mainly so far. So let's start with this team, then try out my other Slayer team and my Commander team. Alright, so here we go. This has a rather strange activation order. If you go left to right, the board always crushes together, so the best way to use this team is to use card 5 first like this, then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then with a bit of luck, it will create a decent board. Let's see what it does. That's not bad. It's not the best board I've ever seen, but there's a couple of loose power gems on the bottom, so that's not bad. And then the damage, 1.7 Q. I have seen 3 to 4 Q with this team, so I will try another hit with this, see if I can do better. Judgment, not too problematic. It's a bit annoying to lose health when you heal, but it's not the worst enemy skill I've ever seen. I've used this in the wrong order as well, by the way. Not the smartest move. That's the damage if you go left to right anyway, so just shows you the difference. The board all crushes together and you don't get the same sort of damage. If you use the 5th card first though, Daystar's Ascendance, you're more likely to get power gems that are loose from the main match. You can see Judgment there hitting in. Right, let's see what sort of board I can get anyway. Yeah, that's a lot better. There's a couple of loose over there to match, then just leave it. Then watch the damage. This should be a lot better. Well, not a lot better. 1.7 Q again. Didn't get the optimal damage out of the deck during that, but I did take down the boss. Alright, let's test out my Light Commander team and see what it can do. It should be able to defeat weaker bosses like this without too many problems, but we will see. Alright, so here we go. So I think this team is just a straightforward left-right team. Should be relatively easy to use. You get the power gems at the start. Sometimes with the Slayer team you don't get enough power gems to activate all of the cards, unfortunately, so you have to make one match before you can start attacking. Now I think that's the best move. Let's try this, see what the damage is like. Yeah, not far off being able to take out the boss. That's reasonable damage. It might be a suitable team for the multi-bosses. Let's quit out here. So I do now have a multi-boss up as well, so I can try my Light Slayer team that doesn't have Metaverse Masters and see what the damage is like with this. Alright, so here we go. Not sure about the activation order with this team. I've not really used it much. I think something like 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 maybe. Let's give that a go and see what sort of damage this does. Yeah, as that crushes together. Oh, that crushes together again. So, yeah, not the easiest team to use. The Metaverse Masters option definitely looking a lot better, but it's taken down the boss relatively easily, so that's always good. So now it's a tough decision between that team or the team with Metaverse Masters in. I will probably need to test out more. Right, I think we're done with the team testing. I would have thought the Light Commander team would be able to take out the next level. It will take a bit of time though to defeat. The other 3 levels though, my Water Slayer team, because it's Noble Killer, I'm forced to put one of the weaker cards on the team for the killer skill. So I need to make up 3 more teams basically. Right, let's quit out of here. Alright, so with the team testing done, let's go and claim the event collection. Right, so it's another one of those Legend Souls collections Not really sure why we are getting so many of these, as it's pretty much the worst collection. I can understand why quite a few players are not really happy about this. Never mind, let's claim it anyway. There we go, I'll skip through this. Back out of here. Alright, what is it this time around? Over to the leagues page. Oh, it's a Dark Dragoon. Nice. Asteriel the Defiled. Okay, so with all of these improved Dragoons, it's hard to say what they are like until you specialise them. The basic battle skill doesn't exactly look exciting, but there's probably some really good specialisations, plus there's quite a few good dark attack teams out there. Oh, right, over to the Ultimates page. Right, let's claim the support hero and take it up to 6 stars to see what I get from the random bonus hero. Alright, here we go. Let's claim the bonus hero, see what I get. There we go. That looks like the main hero from the current deck, so I should be able to claim the shiny hero. Right, let's scroll up and have a look at the event ultimate form. Guardians of Grace. So this is another deck that increases attack, but it is a pretty significant increase to attack. So what I recommend doing with this, 3 cards that increase damage, 1 hitting card that increases self-damage, then this card, and you should be on to a pretty good team with a bit of luck. I know one of my teams used 2 cards that increase attack. I only recommend using the 1 though. That's what it is anyway. Creates power gems, has a delay on the card as well, plus an upgrade when you delay, so a pretty good all-round deck. And if you were only wanting the 1 card, get the 1 with the attack boost. Holy Retribution. There we go, you can see there the attack boost. So you probably don't want to use this card and the ultimate form on the same team, as that would be 2 attack boosts, but it might be worth trying anyway, just to see what the damage is like. And there we go, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you found that interesting and enjoyable. If you do have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. I've included a previous video on the screen, plus a playlist. Plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.